Yo ho ho! What's going on, boys? It's time. You already know. And yes, this will be a full one. We're not cutting it short. I don't anticipate any interruptions, any delays. This is indeed Atomic Samurai versus Flashy Flash. Now, when I say this is the one, I do mean that this is the poll question variant. So we will be addressing your poll questions. But first, we're going to be taking a holistic look at it because I will be giving you a full answer. I will be proving to you one side, and we will be ending this debate on the appropriate note that it is. Now, allow me to send this video. As I said before, had a cat come around, so I'm a little stuffy right now. I'm gonna blow my nose a few times, but we should be good to go. To begin with, shout out to all of our patrons who sponsor all these poll questions. We appreciate your contributions. The family is growing. Taki just joined the family. He's one of our new patrons as well. He's another $5 patron. So shout out to Taki. So we're gonna be starting this video by going through every single fight of both Atomic Samurai and Flashy Flash. Every single fight. We're probably gonna miss one or two instances of dialogue amongst them that may allude to the conversation. But regardless of that, we're gonna be looking at every single instance where they fight, and we're gonna be using that as the emphasis or as the point of the strength and the final conclusion from my viewpoint. This will remind me, this will solidify all my arguments, and this will allow me to strongman every single argument that you guys have in order to prove to you in finality that at least the argument, the debate that we have of Atomic Samurai versus Flashy Flash is valid. That not only are they actually like very strong characters, that Murata and One themselves are the ones that are building this shadow rivalry. They haven't officially talked junk to each other yet, confronted each other yet, but that's coming probably. And we know where the rivalry stands. So I'm going to prove that to you here by strongmanning all your arguments by first going through every single manga panel to solidify both of our arguments. Now, as you already know, I cannot. It's impossible for me to share the panels on screen, so we're going to be doing it verbally, and I'm going to be telling you which chapter we're on, but not the page number. So just go to the chapter that we're at, and then go around those points. All right, so first we're starting on chapter 32 of the One Punch Man manga. Go into the Discord. The link is in the description if you want to click the link for the site that we're using. And subscribe if you want to follow along to all of our series and other videos that we do. Alright, so we're going to start with Melzigard's confrontation with Atomic Samurai and Yana. So, okay. So Yana saying, it's split up. I can't die like this. I'll kill him. You handle the others. Okay. I protect ship. That is good. That building, I destroy it. Understood. It's crazy that one of the Melzigard had intentions of trying to destroy the building. That probably wasn't going to happen. And then Atomic Samurai comes in and cuts them all down. Now, I've heard like speculation and comments about like whether Melzigard's durability would be different in the split forms than in the single form. So I'm not sure, but he did cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at least demon level beings if they are demons, but they come out to be a high dragon. Alright. Cut him down completely. Some blood left on his blade. Alright, Melzigard gets right back up. And he's speeding, his fist is coming out fast. Master, swords have little effect on this monster. Forget me and retreat. So he did have a reason to counter that fast, because Melzigard was coming with a punch. It's my fault for being in this chat. Yeah. Alright. Let me see. Okay, I think we're good now. And he hits him with the single, get out of my way. Alright, and cuts right through him. Alright, bet. Through the big Melzer guard. Like, this one has 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is, no, 4. Yeah, this is still individual pieces. This is still only one of them coming out here. But he cut one head. This is just one head. Okay. Leaving them all sliced up. Yeah, Melzer guard's like, what? The top of his head. Head up from the front. Alright, with blood in his blade. He cut through him in a single instant, single step. And that same characteristic, like 100 slices or whatever. Yeah, the path of the sword is not yet end for you. Okay, and then Melzer gets up with his like, oh, okay, so he did cut all of the individuals again. So 5 demons again. And then they're coming back up. All the pieces are connecting towards him again. And they reform with his head. Just like we said before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 sets of eyes, yeah. A life form on this planet can fight me? Go on, resist our invasion. Okay, then the boys step in. Okay, so right there, Atomic Samurai shows that he can indeed take on Melzer. And some of the other heroes show that as well. Let's keep going. Alright. Putty leaves some holes in him so he can take trauma attacks. Okay, he gets sent flying by tank stat too. But this is blood. Should we contact the ship, have cannons finishes? Oh, bad. Alright, I'm moving on to the next chapter. Chapter 33. Alright, we've seen just the initial ability of Atomic Samurai, like his multiple slices in a single attack. The first cover presentation of it. Alright, we see Bang fighting. We see Pooty fighting. Alright. Little Bad notices thing. Busts ahead. Okay, look, right there. Well done. He says I'll slice away until I hit it. And he's cutting through Melzer. But this time he's not cutting through, like, okay, he is cutting through him completely, like his shoulder right there. But he didn't leave him in pieces or whatever. Oh, come on. It's crazy that I have to, like, speed through a Boros fight. Normally you'd be speeding through the atomic fight, the Melzer fight, to get to the Boros fight. Okay, here we go. See, that's the thing, like, with the direct attack from the ship, I get similar attack. Melzer seemed as if he was going to be able to tank it, so this does hold towards the argument that, like, AoE attacks won't necessarily, like, kill Melzer, like big AoE attacks. Alright, so they're all going all out. Atomic is blocking some of the tentacles, alright. You see some of the slash marks. Or was it the water stream? Oh yeah, that was the water stream. Huh. Alright. Nothing too crazy. Like, he did defend against Mozart's tentacles, one of which like slammed Bang or sends Bang flying. But let's get to that part first. Yeah, that was Bang. Yeah. And he ricocheted off of like several, like it wasn't like he hit one thing and stopped. Like he's ricocheting off of shit. Damn! Yeah, that's the whole top of a building, bruh. Those are stairs to the top of a building. He would have collapsed the whole floor. At least. And that's single Melzagard. It's a single one. He only has 2 sets of eyes there. So much for like the less that he has, the weaker that he is. He turns his hand into a blade, talks it to Atomic. Atomic comes from behind, he gets with an atomic slash, officially, and he just his pieces just go flying. But then he regenerates fast as hell. Grab by bone. Okay, took him out. All right, that's it for that one. Okay, so we don't get anything too crazy from the first Melzagard confrontation. Let me see which one should be next. Where's the list of chapters that you put? Oh, here it is. Okay. Now we go to chapter 68 for 100 Eyes. Okay, this is the first time we're going to be seeing Flashy Flash in contrast to Atomic Samurai. So Atomic Samurai came out with some pretty nice stuff. So 68. Okay, so 100 Eyes pops up with that iconic like tentacle panel. Badassery. Great way to start off a chapter. Bones is surviving and fighting through. Okay, and then Flashy Flash walks up. Okay, so right away, he can move way faster than Atomic. The disappearance in the zigzag like that, like, yeah. I like how, like, when I drew 100 Eyes, like, tilted forward, looking at him, like, he knows it's coming. Damn. If you look at it, like, the only thing that really happens is, like, I think, no, not even. I don't think any 100 eyes move, and his tentacles don't, like, uncoil or anything. Like, he, from the panel to where, like, he zoomed to the bottom of the bottom, like, yeah. The wind just takes off, alright. So he's up in the air. Gets him in the eye. Alright. Let's slice through. But that wasn't like anything too fancy, like the through right there. Like, I think Atomic would be able to block that. He'd definitely be able to, like, from that distance, if you're standing there, he'd definitely be able to block this. You know, that was very, very fast. Fancy. Alright, slicing through the eyes as it comes down. Those attacks, yeah, his actual, like, slicing speed isn't like Atomic's, like, at all. Like, Atomic slices way, he was like, in everything that he was, every slice that he did, it was like, or every attack instance that he did, there was like a bunch of slices. This is like a single thrust. And you see the effect of the single thrust. Powerful, badass. But his takeoff is like, just I told you, bro, like, you didn't, 100 eyes didn't move in any of the panel, in the top panel to the bottom panel, it didn't move, his tentacle didn't uncurl, and the only effect difference is like flashy zooming and then the wind following the path that he just zoomed across. Then he takes a different hand stance or blade stance, and he finishes through a whole like swirl around him. Shit, that's fast as heck. I still don't think this is faster than the like when he first cut Melzigard, and then like his pieces fell down. Like all those pieces are all the times that he sliced him or something like that. I think that he sliced him faster than Flash was able to get around. But this is a huge octopus, Reddit. A huge octopus. The stretched out from the top, like I'm about to do it to you, boy. Yo. With the shaded out 100 eyes in the back, the focus removed. You see the bridge and stuff, bro. Yo, this looks, yeah, this is arguably like, it's a panel, man. He about to do it to him, bro. The 100 eyes is last, like, capable and open eye. And he comes down on it with the ferocity, yeah. Yeah, he can definitely attack from like any direction with great haste. Alright, so you got the vital wounds. Alright. It's 100 eyes though, so he did tank it. Yeah, this thing is huge. 100 eyes is huge. Alright, then we got rid of my foot talking junk to him. Death Gatling managed to push back some. Okay, now you got 100. Flash, you get in the stance. I'll stop it with a special technique. We expect it to be the flashy slash. Or the heavy flashy slash. But I think, because that's what the stance that I remember him taking, like the heavy flashy slash, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the stance specific, like if he can do the flashy slash from different stances, or the heavy flashy slash from different stances. Because like him positioning for a flashy slash, if that is what he was gonna do, would give more haste to him cutting through like something that's like that big, or more important to give him so that's that thick and big. But he didn't do it, and we don't know which one it would have been. Alright. So Tots handles that. So after chapter 68, the next instance is chapter 69. I think. I'm hoping that this is the entire Haruhi situation. We'll have to probably stagger them on purpose chapter after chapter like that. Yep. Flash, you get the full confrontation at the time it gets one. Get the meeting there. We see that quote from that guy. Who are his peoples? Who are the black guys' peoples? Relying on us instead of the Heroes Association is the right move. Does he have peoples? We are worth 1,000 men, so we need not worry. Hold on, the old guy made a quote right there. Let me see if I scroll up. Here it is. The old guy says, whenever humans call themselves heroes, of course someone will rise up against them. Killing monsters is little more than hunting. Are there heroes stronger than I? Stronger heroes? Yes. I will bring some for your judgment. One is Silverfang, whom I mentioned earlier. That's why I'm okay. Yeah. First person he mentioned, so Oh, God must be strong as hell. Alright, but let's get here to the Halagiri situation. Alright. My wealth. The strength of the sword has carried us far. Alright, just for competing. Not so fast. Oh, something more special. Superhuman strength and a longer lifespan. The topic's like monsters. You are just drunk. Lay down your blade. The joke ends now. Yo, old dude's like, I'm about to do it to you good. Hold on. An unbelievable power filled me. The very power I sought. I am no longer human. I can decapitate all 4 of you right now. Okay, he says he can take all their heads off. First claim. Demonic order of the sword. Oh. the DOS. And attain new heights. He says that they're all within the range of his sword. Know this. I always hear this, the quote. I always drew my blade faster than sound. He always drew it, so he already faster than sound. So he's sound barrier plus, Mach 1 plus. And now I'm even faster. So he's faster. He was already Mach 1 plus. So now he's like faster than Mach 1 plus. So he's a minimum Mach 2 now, man. Minimum Mach 2. Mach 2 plus. And I'm even faster. I'll take all of your heads off at once. I'm disappointed at how easily I got the drop on you. Yeah, in the range because the guy like that, yeah. And I kill those who refuse me. Okay. He gets to his neck. Another instance. This is what I was saying before. Flash did that speed thing and got right up to where like he was, because whenever he jumped up at 100 eyes and was like after he had first took enough from where Red Muffler was and he was talking junk, he wasn't this close. Like Hadagiri is much closer to his throat than Flashy was, and like you don't have any indication that Flash was moving faster than sound or at the Mach 1 or anything like that. Whenever he sped off, so literally like this attack is faster than how Flashy attacked. Like, this is smaller and he's letting off the attack faster, and Atomic Samurai managed to like go through it. Like granted, we can say that like because we don't see any like sonic booms or any like or the air on the blade like affecting or like we don't see any like sound effects from a boom or anything like that. We could say it's not Mach, but he's describing it as he's always drawn at faster than Mach 1, and now arguably should be stronger, so minimum Mach 2 plus. So makes sense. I'm not saying in general, but here in that instance so far, I think Hadagiri's attacking faster than Flashy attacked 100 Eyes. Like I said before, granted, he covered a lot more distance there. And then Atomic Samurai managed to, in that same time period, cut him multiple times and finish him through. And this wasn't an Atomic Slash. That's why I said that like, if Flashy attacks Atomic like that, I think this panel in this instance proves that Atomic will not only be able to react, but he'll be able to attack many more times than Flashy will be able to like maneuver. So if he does, I'm not even saying that Flashy would die if he comes in like that, but like he's only throwing one attack at Atomic when he comes. And Atomic, whenever he does multiple attacks in single instances. That's the thing, like it doesn't matter how fast Flashy can get to like Atomic's like zone, we'll call it zone A, and then like maybe like out, like let's say like the range of like his physical blade where it physically touches is like zone A, and like the range of like, you know, his slashing and stuff, like all his craziness, the effects, like the air blade stuff, that's zone B. He can get into zone B and maybe like maneuver. Once he gets to zone A, like I think that's when like he has a chance of like being fatally cut or like losing a limb. But it's not as if like he can't interact with zone A and then like maneuver. It's just that like once you're in zone A, Atomic Samurai is slicing you multiple times and you're only throwing one attack. That's what we're seeing. Like that's what we're seeing. Like when we see a flashy animation or a flashy drawing, it's like one slice and it's one attack. But when Atomic does one slice and one attack, he's already cut you 1, 2, 3, 4, all across the page. But like at similar speeds, more speeds, higher speeds usually. Has all the pieces of how to get you obliterating upward. Had to kill his boy. So far, I'm giving Flashy like by far, way more mobility than him. Even the one time when Atomic Samurai attacked Mezugard and he sliced him through, I think it was like the second when he got up and he sliced through him, and then all his pieces like got back up the second time from behind him, and Mezugard had like a question mark in front of him or whatever. I think Flashy moves faster than that attack, but he sliced too many times. That's the thing. Like in the instance where Atomic Samurai is moving from like even if it's like 3 feet, 4 feet, where he finishes through right and he finishes through the stance right. Just moving that 4 feet, he's attacked you like multiple times, like 50 to 60 times, while Flashy moving through that distance, godly speed, or faster than he would, definitely faster than he would only slice you one time. And granted, that slice could cut you in half, but like if Atomic can like deflect that single half slice, because he's obviously attacking faster than that. You're kind of left defensive. You're kind of left to parry, and then you're at the behest of like his superior attack speed. That's why I see that like Flashy would come in to meet Atomic, they'd clash one time, and then Atomic would, in that single clash, would actually cut Flashy like maybe even 6 times. And let's like make it something where like he doesn't cut through him, right? He's still got like shallow cuts all over him. Maybe if they both connect, Atomic would get like one deep gash on like his chest or something like that. But Flashy would have like 50 to 25 gashes deep, or if not like medium deep, all over his body, all over his arms, everywhere. It's like I don't think you can just run through each other like that. Like Atomic Samurai has superior attacking speed, slicing speed so far. Alright, so that was the end of that scenario. So let's go on to the next chapter we're going to be using as a reference is, we've gone through chapters 32, 33, 34, 35, 68, 69. And now we're going to chapter 94 with the Rhino Wrestler and Atomic Samurai debacle. Alright. Scroll down a bit. Have all the heroes. Evil Eye encounter. Tatsumaki comes through. Dark Shine. Alright. And then the support team shows off. And now we get Flashy shows up. Atomic shows up for a minor instance there. Doing the same slicey thing. We get the comparison of speed. Oh, that's a direct speed comparison right there. We should probably look at that. Okay, so he speeds behind the girl. Like nothing. He tells her like, oh, nice technique or whatever. Oh, he's around. Observing. I think that with the rope is gay. Big gay. Alright. Rhino Wrestler, support team attacking Rhino Wrestler. Neon showing up, trying to stifle and cut the horn. Can't. He's saying 69 points. He stopped the charge though, so he has some strength with it. Then the other guys came in, but he handled them all. Besides the Neon, he's like, alright, tag out. Yeah, here's the one now, the biggest claim. So, the punch of Rhino. It's just too fast. The reason why this is hype is because like it's right in front. It's because Rhino Wrestler himself, the one right in front of him, doesn't know exactly what's going on. Oh, he like the disparity between Atomic's attack speed and Rhino Wrestler's senses are so great that he didn't even like really see him like draw his blade, like at all. Like at least like in a different video, but the fight up against Sword Devil Executioner. In the redraw at least. The dialogue is keen in that it mentions that Sword Devil only noticed Atomic Samurai beat or cut out of them with one slice. But it's clear that he sliced them into multiple pieces, all of them. So it just shows you disparity. He didn't even notice like anything. He's like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? It's not over yet. And he didn't notice what happened. Like it was just, we don't know. That's why that one's, it seems so fast. And like, just the disparity between the two of them is just so great. Like, don't ignore me. Okay, his horn pops down and then the rest of his body falls apart. There's pieces shat everywhere, fly everywhere. And he brings out a toothpick. The toothpick clearly displays that like he has some abnormal cutting ability, because there's no reason why like his toothpick would like, even if it was like some super powerful, super durable, tough toothpick made of like graphene or something like that, like it wouldn't just cut a monster like that. Like that's obvious sword technique. Like he has advanced cutting capability, like more so than the reach of like his actual like utensil. He always cuts like that. Pulls out. Leaves them all in a mess. Blood splattered everywhere. Alright. Good display. And then we get the okay, so here's the thing. People are trying to claim that this is like Atomic Samurai not noticing that Flashy Flash did that, but that's he's clearly not surprised at Flashy Flash showing up there. But he came in with extreme powers there, and this is the greatest evidence that we get from Murata obviously trying to play the two sides against each other. Like, this is indeed a rivalry. Alright, he finishes out with the rest of the fodder there. Kind of in the same style like he did with 100 Eyes. And I think this is going to be the last instance. Alright. So moving on from Rhino Wrestler and the fodder, we go on to 95 and 96. This is the fight with Hellfire and Galewind. We do see a little bit of the prowess of Atomic Samurai and his accuracy. How he's able to like exactly cut like the barrier that was restraining and impeding Pig God from going into the tunnels. Cut it without harming any of the three individuals there at all. They got in without effort. He gets a signature quote. You can solve any problem by slicing it into bits. Okay. So you got everybody taken to the tunnels or whatever. Alright, so Flash just takes care of some fodder. Like nothing, bro. Like they're looking at him talking junk, and then they already have blades to them like nothing, and he walks out like one of their faster speed feats, comparable even to the one we saw with Atomics. Because they're mid conversation, mid talking. They don't even realize it. Alright, here we go. Also, to want to mention that like Flash is the first one down here, first fight, deep down here too. Like remember, Child Emperor. Nah, I think it's gonna be similar though. I think it's still in there. I have to reread it, but I think the lake that Child Emperor ends up pushing Phoenix Man through now, both in the redraw and the current version, ends up being the lake that that these guys fight over, and that's a testament to like Flash being able to get so deep under the association so quickly. That's why he fights first. It's an ode to how flashy is. Supposed to go on speed. It just tell me I get it done quickly. Alright, so we got fire on his blade, hellfire out there. Alright. Throws it all over. Precision. Lights all the candles. Flashy attacks them first. Okay. This shows speed. The disparity of speed, actually, because if they, in their human form, are able to dodge that, that's demon level speed. And I would almost say, besides the distance, that was faster than the attack they did on 100 Eyes. So I think it is fair to say that like Atomic Samurai would be able to block a blitz from Flashy so far in these two instances, or in the instances that we've seen so far. But he's quick to dodge like that, like yeah. It's after image type shit. Hellfire didn't even move from there. But then Flashy from a quick distance attacked him too, and once again, the Demon Hellfire was able to block it. And this one definitely shows some effort or some intent here for Flashy Flash. You see the depiction of speed, his eyes are wide open like that, yeah. 100% that was like a, and then you see the cross exchange of blades back and forth. This is a much vivid display of like Flash being able to throw multiple slices. Now, whenever we said before that like Flash is only throwing like one attack, this somewhat takes weight away from that because we're seeing him in quick instance attacking, and I'm assuming that later on in the fight when they're moving into their dragon forms and moving extra fast and throwing a bunch of attacks, that'll also help push that argument or take a weight away from that argument. But it's still Atomic Samurai attacking many more times than we're seeing the slicing going on. Many more times. And the key distinction is that if you're not fast enough, you distinguish all of his slices as one attack, as one slice. That's why it's like so great that like demons and individuals that are around that level, around this level, not in speed exactly, because that was fast as hell, but even non-demons only see one slice. Dragons see one slice. In Mazagara's case, and he cuts them multiple times. And whether they see it or not, they can only react. So that's even worse. They can't even react to it. And they're being sliced multiple times. So that's why it's different. This is the badass one because with Flashy matching all the fire of Hellfire, they ended up like a little glowing dome around them. So badass, bro. Because of the speed and deflection. I always like thought that Hellfire had like really good like swordsmanship compared to Gaelwyn, but Gaelwyn is the one that managed to like knock the blade out of Flashy's hand. But this fight may bring some light to that. Okay, he matches it. And the wind blade kick. Okay. So human Gale Hellfire is able to dodge the windblade kick. So he has some versatility. I don't know how he's using his the limbs. I don't think you've seen Atomic like do anything that like dodge like that. So he may be able to like, if it happens, if they're doing an exchange, and like Flashy manages to find like the first exchange, you probably kick him and maybe even hit him. But I'm not sure if like Atomic would like move his blade in a way. Fire blade kick, okay. And then Hellfire tries to match it too. flashy exit. It ends up getting around it. And they're depicted similarly. I wouldn't even think it'd be so far fetched to say that like the fire blade kick and the wind blade kick are similar in speed. He gets up there, and then like Spider-Man, okay, steel strings. He's caught up there, I guess, steel wire. No. He pulls it, and they're supposed to like cut through Flashy. That's crazy. It's literally what you would assume, what you see in the movies or all that stuff like that. Like the big ass steel wires that like come off, and like because there was so much tension, like when one thing breaks, or like those big ass the ones that hold the bridge on the bridge lines or whatever, they break, and like those flying across will just slice through individuals or cars because of such strong tension, and like that strong material that's like cylinder wise, just slam it through something. 100% would cut through it. But this is like string, like the whole Naruto thing, like where they throw the shurikens and it has those metal strings on it, and then you just pull it, and then that shit will just cut right through your hand too. It's just metal and tension. Okay, but he manages to deal with it. Maybe it's because of his costume, or like, yeah. What a shame. Just a bit more would he have, and we'd have chopped meat. He cut them all. But he is sliced up on his clothes a little bit. On his leg at least. So they got him with that attack, surprise attack. Enough chit chat. He sees a lot of the string. Let's see you fly about then. Like a small insect chased by fire. He had a strategy to try and stop him. They were thinking. And he managed to deal with the strategy while also attacking them. Because they are like, yeah. I don't know who's blocking though. Is it Galewind or is it Hellfire that's blocking that blade? It's both of them. Okay, yeah. Alright. Some terrain on him. Somebody Samurai wouldn't necessarily be using the terrain like this. Well, he did actually. He literally did this exact same thing actually, never mind. He would indeed use the terrain to his advantage. he did multiple times. He not only made the floor and trapped them in like a tunnel so he could attack them, but then he dropped the ceiling on top of them. No, yeah, somebody uses the environment. Yeah, he does. Oh, shit. Alright, but Flash being maneuverable and seeing how he dealt with those environmental setups, the schemes, the traps environmentally, 100%, I would give him credit to be able to react to any like environmental setup, like any trap that you set up, like even in Drive Knight's case, like if Drive Knight was to try and plan or set up like different traps for Flashy Flash, I think his speed would allow him to like evade a lot of them, or be able to deal with them, or at least analyze them on a quick basis, because he cut through all those wires quickly. The exact thing that I wouldn't even say it was like ingenuitive, because he did exactly what they wanted him to do, but because he did it so strong, so quickly, that his ropes just didn't work. They couldn't pull the ropes fast enough. Because that was the point, that they wanted him to like, with him flying around, he'd get stuck in all the strings and they keep pulling them, and then keep like slicing through them and stuff when he'd have no choice. But he just zoomed past all of them and like blitzed the entire time that he was able to cut all of them in, pushed them too. So it was good on Flash. He was overwhelming speed, like rushed their thinking, rushed their action. Stormblade kick. Okay. Alright, so as they're coming down, Flashy attacks them. Once again, single attack. Blocked, and then they do the Stormblade kick. Single attack to them, they dodge. Positioning, shit talking. Okay, so Flashy's blocking on this one. They blitz at each other, but Flashy's obviously blocking here. He has the rear grip. His handle's like meeting Galewind, and Hellfire's meeting his blade while he's blocking Galewind's kick. If you notice, Galewind's like, I don't know what those are called, I forgot the name of them, but it's hitting the guard. Maybe that's like evidence that Galewind was trying to like knock Flash's blade out of his hand the entire time. Though I doubt it. Okay, so they're going back and forth. As they're moving, you see multiple attacks. But those explosions there, that's obviously the clashes of hits. I'm not sure if it's like one each, but this is showing that Flashy can not only move quickly, but attack as he's moving quickly. Yeah, we're seeing here. Back and forth on each of them, yeah. But it's not like multiple attacks. Like in Atomic's depiction, the lines are how many attacks, how many times he attacks, and the depictions are always a lot more than this. So they attacked, and in this panel here, the bottom panel here, they clashed a lot more times, or a lot fewer times than Atomic Samurai slices. But they're moving tremendously while they're doing it. Who hired you? He's talking. Okay, so now they're running up the waterfall and clashing along the way. Okay. Talking during the waterfall. Okay, so they both speed blitz him all along the bridge. Okay, this is a time where human Galewind gets a kick on Flashy. And he drops back. And then they end up behind him. Flashy looks surprised. Yeah, he actually gets surprised there. Maybe it has to do with the dialogue. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, he kind of got surprised there. Like his eyes are wide open, but he still managed to block. Like, they're coming from behind to attack him, but his defending is from the front. Like, both Gale and Hellfire are in front of him when he's defending. So he managed to turn in time. But he did get, like... He was on his back foot, let's say that. He was on his back foot. It is too far for us to say that, like, it's surprising. When he still managed to react to them. But they did catch him on his back foot there. The explosion with Galewind's kick. And then Flashy zooms through them. That's... yeah, that's some shit right there, bro. Okay. So that shows if Flashy does manage to block like one of Atomic's attacks or like heavier attacks, he could like push through it. That was nice right there. The explosion in the wind blade kick, and then he just pushed right through it. But he didn't cut them in half. And he hit them both. And that's exactly what he said earlier. So this is why whenever we were talking about it, mentioning that like Flashy was trying throughout the fight, it wasn't like he was playing with them the entire fight. No, it's just a clear example right there. That he hit both of them, he cut both of them with his blade, and they didn't like get cut in half. So he didn't have a chance to use his Flashy slash something else because he was getting attacked. And we said he's on his back foot. So we are reading this fight, at least the sequences correctly. And that does give credit to like to the boys that like they weren't like slouching off the entire time. Could you please stop holding back and release that last? Your monster power or whatever you call it. Okay. And then he's talking about like holding back or whatever, both of them. They're all holding back there. So that in them asking him that is them trying to coax out Flash and use his full power, his full speed. Kind of like an observation thing. And see if they push him to that point. I don't think they really know about Flash's full power or full speed at all. Like at all. Talking into them. And then they did it. Okay. This is the eyes thing. Clearly the surprise for Flashy. They speed blitzed him. And once again, we have to use the wording that caught him on his back foot because he managed to block both of them. He put on a shuriken or whatever. That's probably how he got them the first time too, or the reason that time too. Tremendous speed in the transformed monster states now. As shown. Yep. Let's go to 96. Chapter 96. Now we're seeing the dragons, Galefire and Hellwind, up against Flashy. Now we're seeing Gale Wind take off, and we see the sonic boom. This is what I was talking about, like the blades and the sonic boom. We don't get a depiction often, and it's really cool to see that Monath is giving that much attention to Gale Wind here, or description to Gale Wind here. Clearly, like surpassing Mach 1, as you said with the Hadagiri, so we're getting a good comparison there, and 100% Flashy managed to block it, so he can indeed reach those speeds. He can indeed remove his blade comparable to Hadagiri, if not faster than Hadagiri, for sure faster than Hadagiri. But it's just proof that like he's along that scale. We can definitely match him there, and that it actually gives credit to Hadagiri a little bit because he actually had speed around some pretty serious dragons, which is nice. It's nice. Alright. So he's flashing behind them. Alright. Fire right there. Hellfire's coming fast as heck. Flash, this is after Flashy, like, is literally caught off guard. And he still manages to turn, get his footing, and catch Hellfire as he does his slashy thing. And he's using some, like, fire something or fire style. Yeah, fire style a technique to heat up his blade work, and this is one of the best feats for Flashy, because a dragon form Hellfire goes off with the whole blade work, kind of similar to what before how they made that dome, but we don't get that same depiction of the speed, and Flashy manages to block every single part. Coincidentally though, instead of the big dome, the after effect is the bridge gets sliced down, a huge bridge. Giving credit to Hellfire's destructivated blades in that instance there. Badass feat. Hellfire is strong for that. And Flashy's even stronger for blocking every single slice. Every single slice, bro. He could take some serious stuff. This gives some credit to like that if Atomic Samurai or if Flashy just managed to block Atomic Samurai, he could. Like it's not that like his blade would just break, even though we have seen an instance where we're gonna see it here, and we saw it for Atomic Samurai as well in the G5 instance, or whenever we get there, that they can both break blades. So they can produce strong enough force to break blade, which isn't an easy thing to do. I don't think it's even like possible, or it's even really been done. But they can produce that much force, and to see Flashy like deal with all of that, like Atomic Samurai would have to be using blade breaking force to like just cut through Flashy's stance. Not saying that to throw Flashy off guard or off his footing. I'm not saying that, because we've seen people that are not using that much force throw Flashy off his footing or whatever already. So you don't need that much to do that, or to kick him or anything like that. He's been defended off my sword technique even though I'm in monster form. Was it a fluke? No. Juzin up, or heavy flashy cut. Heavy flashy slash it. Juzin-nan. Juzin-zan? Juzenzan. So you say, I don't know. But yeah. Clashes head on with Hellfire. Hellfire does manage to block it. So maybe there's some like, we'll say that the heavy flashy slash isn't as fast as the flashy slash, because Hellfire managed to get his blade up like nothing. And I don't think he'd be able to get his blade up for a flashy slash. Not Hellfire at least. Catches him there. His blade starts to crackle from the heat and all the friction and like all the friction from the blades connecting. Break the blade right now. Ready to destroy my weapon. You are too slow. There's no meaning in speed if your feeble brain can cut up. Let's scroll back to see if like the blocking his blade was meant to do that, or like no, I don't think so. I think that was I think Flash or Hellfire was just referring to the fact that like the heavy flashy slash wasn't meant for to cut through Hellfire, was meant to break his blade. Okay, so he comes in with his fists. Flashy just jumps out of the way. I can see why he's called a genius, just like us. Actually, in terms of position of this technique, Flashy has a slight edge over us, but we're already yielding. He starts to bring up some like weird tentacle type stuff. He has some scuff marks on him, so that shows that he has like, it has been a fight. And their speed isn't like no joke, bro. Like they've been putting, like I told you, bro. Like proved Mach speed already, Mach 1 speed already. So they threw away their blades because of bullshit. Now they're just gonna use a raw speed, and this is where it gets iffy because it's not like Flashy wasn't trying here, but they were putting on a speed display. Flashy did get blitzed, so Flashy jumps. You see the badassery display of like the smoke from all three of them racing up. So you see a line of Flashy, the line for Galewind, and the line of Hellfire right after that. Flashy reaches the top of the bridge first, but then he like gets surprised and notices them coming. And as Hellwind and Galefire smash into the bridge just explodes. You see all the debris coming everywhere. And then it looks like they punched Flashy and he blocked it from the front because he's coming out the back with the debris. But they already zoomed right past that. So they were moving really, really fast. Galewind gets a superior kick on Flashy's chest, sends him flying. Flashy manages to land on his feet, on his sliding back, and then that's when Hellfire, I think this is a redraw one. This looks badass, bro. Hellfire zooms off of debris, using debris as like his stance or his platform or whatever to speed where Flashy was with a punch. But Flashy like zoomed past it, which is badass. Like the way Monata drew that, like he's coming, he's coming, bro, to speed blitz Galewind. And then Galewind and Flashy get into it. Flashy has a little smirk into it. This is badassery, bro. I don't think is this redrawn, bro? I don't think I ever saw that there, bro. I don't think I ever saw Galewind and Flashy clashing like that. Flashy sitting there clashing with Galewind. The claws are like matching his blade, which is kind of crazy there. And he's going back and forth with a bunch of them. Not atomic speed though. And he catches Flashy's blade one time straight out, and then they like a block catch. So it shows like the durability of like their hands. It's just kind of like I never noticed that. Their claws probably too. And then Flashy manages to dodge an attack from a downward Hellfire and a horizontal Galewind. And then after they complete their kicks, Flashy jumps up to like I guess run from them again. And then you see the tremendous. This is probably like the greatest speed display so far we have from Galewind, because he like they were doing their like kicks. Oh, I didn't see that. You see the shing shing sound effect there, kind of like from Dragon Ball Z, where like Galefire and Hellwind have like zoomed up, like almost as they you still see the swipe of their kicks, the fire from Hellwind and the swipe of wind from Galewind, and they've already like teleported above him. So you see Galewind, do you really think you can run away from us at this stage? And then yeah, using his claw, he knocks Flashy's blade right out of his hand. And Flashy had his blade like that, so yeah, it's in the exact same, literally the exact same stance that we saw before that I mentioned it, when like Galewind had hit Flashy's guard. The exact same thing happened. And I wouldn't say he hit his guard, but in the exact same sword stance, that's when he knocked his blade out of his hand. So maybe that's Murata and Galewind pointing out that that's Flashy's weakest or like least competent sword stance or grip, excuse me. And then as he knocks the blade out, Hellfire comes through, slamming the ground, trying to hit Flashy, but Flashy manages. You see the swipe on the corner of Flashy zooming out of there, and he zooms across all the debris. Good, this is the redraw because he edited out the blade in his hand. He doesn't have the blade in his hand anymore. And then they start taking off on Flash. They're pretty much maneuvering about as fast as he is. Which in the comparison would mean that like if Flashy's zooming around Atomic at this speed, because Atomic can like I said, in all these instances, Atomic's still attacking faster than these guys have attacked so far. So even if Flashy's zooming around Atomic, as long as Atomic can like get a grasp to where Flashy's going or where he is or see him or react to him, like he's still gonna be able to like land hits on him and probably cut through him. It just depends on like if Flashy's still holding his blade, he should be able to react and block those hits. How many of them, I'm not sure. Probably not too many. And he would probably like after a few times like getting into the zone A, he'd probably have some pretty serious cuts on him. Maybe not losing any limbs or anything life threatening, but he'd have some cuts on him. Way more than he has from like anything so far from Galewind or Hellfire. This is the badassery of the fight. where they're flying around the entire cavern, and the debris and the smoke from their previous actions is still coming up, even from the bridge. Flash is getting pummeled for a second. He gets thrown down into the ground and punched down into the ground because of their punches. Spews of blood for a second, and now kill him. And in an instance where they I won't say they caught off guard, but he has all the entirety of the momentum, all the advantage. Sure, they have the high ground, but they're stuck in their momentum in midair because they can't really maneuver. Now they have been, so they probably could maneuver, but so Flashy basically has all the ground and stance and footing that he needs to just slice right through and do what he needs to. But gets him with those flashy kicks, tremendous, and we got to assume they were moving just as fast as they were before. So this attack speed right here, this sequence, this is the beginning of the sequence. This marks the entirety of the badassery. Hit him with the flashy kicks combo. They're suspended, goes full speed. Not good. He's going for a follow-up attack quickly. Okay, so they were able to sense it, but they were stuck there. They were stuck. They just couldn't move fast enough. We must regain our posture. Yeah, they couldn't. They got trapped in there, and the thing here is that the blade had to just have been there because the tracking of the path is misleading. It makes it seem like the blade is moving, and if the blade is spinning like that at that speed, it degrades or downplays the speed of movement and everything else. But I guess we're just meant to see the blade moving that fast. He catches it, killer move, flashy slash, slices right through both of them. Doing that thing to them both. And they were still in the same posture of the flashy kicks. Hell yeah. And he finally threw out the panel. You see all the dirt, all the earth from the flashy kicks combo, the flashy slash combo, the earth exploding, all of that, like the bridge. The point of the fight is that after a certain point, I think it's when they jump from the ground after they turn to dragons, that all that happens, and that's the point. The debris flying up everywhere, the bridge flying up everywhere, and everything exploding at the same time at the end. That's supposed to be the pinnacle of it. We don't know how. We don't know how fast we can depict it. It's seconds time period, small, not very many seconds, but 100%. The dragon portion of this fight was incredibly fast, and to be honest, Atomic Samurai would have to be using tremendous speed the entire fight. If Flashy's pushing what he was pushing there at the end, the Flashy kicks combo, that would require Atomic Slash type speed. Regardless of where Flashy is, you'd have to be doing Atomic Slashes all the time to make sure that when it comes into your zone that you're reacting there. That's what it seems like. The hard thing is just that we've seen him do attacks that are not Atomic Slash level, and he still does multiple slices in multiple cuts in single slices. So that's the part that's difficult to always quantify for Atomic. How many times is he really cutting, and how fast are those cuts? Because every single one of those is cutting through the individual. Every single one at times. Flashy fight was badass. Alright. Next up on the listing we have Chapter 110 for G5 and Sword Devil Executioner. We went through that with the live reaction. Pretty much the only difference is that Atomic Samurai doesn't do the Atomic Slash on G5. G5 is the one that does the Atomic Slash. He says 2 sword style Atomic Slash, and then Atomic Samurai doesn't do a named attack and he ends him. So we still don't see Atomic Samurai match anybody matching Atomic Slash. That's removed. But his core does survive. Pretty tough, strong core. They also removed the sequence of them going back and forth matching it. It was just a single exchange. Yeah, not too much that we can gather from 110 in terms of like flashy from there. Really, really, the flashy fight really makes the strongest case for like flashy flash. That like when he turns it on, like that last flashy kicks, flashy slash combo. Probably gonna need an atomic slash to like to hold that off. But like I said, there are plenty of attacks that he does, like the attack that he did with G5 in that instance there, that are not atomic slashes, and they're tremendously fast. Especially with the hype that we were getting for not only Haragiri and G5. Now I wish that Haragiri can be claimed to like have Mach speed, more Mach 2 speed at least, it seems like, or Mach 1.1 speed at least. 1.2, I guess. I don't even know split it. Like, the G5 said he manages his own atomic slash, and he managed to learn from Atomic Samurai doing the same things to the other guys. So, and actually in the exchange, there G5 did slash back. Like he had multiple slashes too, so G5 wasn't slow at all. He had some slashes. After that, we're gonna go to 110 and 111, or 111 and 112 for the sperm fight. Let's go down to there. Okay, so we've seen how Black Sperm managed to like jump up and dodge one of the Atomic Summoner's air slash. Okay. Black Sperm deforms. Looking down on me. Atomic Samurai like speeds the attack with one slice. Cuts it cuts it in half. And one of the few times where like he's actually cut something and there was only one cut. One of the very few times. I think it's like the only time. Literally, I think it's like the only time where he pulled out his blade and only did one cut. Seriously. Seriously, that's the only time he cut and only did one cut. That's weird. So you're the offshoot type, huh? I am an aggregation of an infinite number of myself. You can slice and tear me apart all you want. You can even hit, smash, and twist me. But I'll keep mutating, multiplying. As the two pieces of evidence that we have for Black Sperm so far, that like he's a multitude of himself into one. And whether you're punching him, slicing him, however you're doing it, he'll keep multiplying. So it's not just Atomic Samurai, but arguably Darkshine punching Black Sperm would make him multiply too. Alright, slices him again in response, and once again, only sliced him one time. And you get the big version. Comes out with an even bigger version there. Or the part that was behind him or whatever. And then he cuts that, the bigger part, he cuts that into multiple pieces. Okay. Then they come back, form into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sperms. And he cuts those 7 sperms. And they form up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 sperms. And then he chooses to slice them in half with the atomic slash. Fine. He upgraded it. Single slash, multiple slashes, atomic slash. Yeah, pieces everywhere. And then they really multiply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm not gonna count it all. It's over. Face your death. Yeah, so I move on to 112. This is a pretty good sight. Alright, okay, so then we see the punch here. Alright. This is the part that gets confusing because this is a single punch from Black Sperm, but it's a grouping of all the people. Like, at first, I always thought it was like a bunch of Black Sperm just sitting around him, like cheering him in a circle, like a gang fight, like a Street Fighter type club thing. But it's not that. If you look, they're actually all speed blitzing him, and the speed lines isn't just from like the punch from that single Black Sperm. It's like from all of them moving. Like even the ones behind him, the lines underneath the sperms behind the Atomic Samurai are positioned to where it's like they're rushing towards Atomic Samurai, and so it's the same thing for the ones on the other sides or whatever. So like, it's not just like, oh, like there was one sperm that was out in the front and like got him with the punch. No, like there's a bunch of people blitzing him or whatever, and he just got through doing an atomic slash. So like, they probably got him between the attacks. That being said, though, this does point out the weakness in like all swordsmen. The basic weakness in all swordsmen, like you notice once you do a swing, you have to wind up for another swing. Like it's even if you're doing quickly, like and then you're changing direction. Like it's you have to your momentum's going one way, and you're completely stopping and then going a different way. And that's like, and you can twist too if you want, or like most techniques are just like you switching it or using the momentum gracefully to change direction or whatever, but it's still you having to change the direction of your momentum. And at the end of the momentum change is when they're most vulnerable. Any swordsman, that's how it is. Same thing for like a gun. Like once you shoot one bullet, like when you're done shooting that bullet, that's when you're most vulnerable. You can't shoot again because that bullet's coming out. It's as simple as that. Like that's it's the physics of what it is. Like there are lapses in between attacks. Even for a machine gun, like you can only shoot so many times a bullet, so many times a minute. I think it's like hundreds of thousands, but like thousands of rounds that can be shot in like a minute or whatever, or like even hundreds in a second for some machine guns. Like no matter how small you break down those divisions in time, I forgot how small you can break down a second. I think it's like penta or some weird like divisible scale. Like there's gonna be multiple of those in between every single one of those gunshots, even for a fast machine gun. So that's how I see it. That like all swordsmen are gonna have this weakness, even flashy flash. Like after flashy flash is a single slash or finishes a single like cut. At the end of that cut, he's gonna be vulnerable. Like you're vulnerable. Like even like the guys in Star Wars or whatever. Like you're vulnerable. Alright. Let's put apart. This monster's packing some insane power. Okay, so Atomic Samurai says he has overall or supernatural strength. Like he's a lot stronger than what he looks like. I mean, it's just his strength. And this many ain't good. Okay, yeah. So he's much stronger than what he looks like. So we're definitely underestimating that when we're talking shit. Atomic Samurai might be a tank, and he's getting jumped though. That's why. Good. I'll cut. He's getting messed up. Alright, so they jumping him with a roaming number or whatever. Cuts a hole in the ground. This is the environmental use that I said. This is like I said before, solidifying that Atomic Samurai is willing to use the environment to gain the advantage or to like position himself superiorly. You see how effective it is. Like it wasn't an declared air slash, but it cut multiple of the floors below him all the way down to where he fell, and even cut through a monster and shit. Alright, so he falls, running away. How shameful. I love it. Not that I'll let you after him. And here goes the degree as to which Atomic Samurai would beat Flashy Flash. So, what do we have here? So jumping down, or looking at the top was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 looked over the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 jumped down. We see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here in the picture. And then the first focus atomic slash takes out the arm of one, completely vaporizes another, and takes off the left arm and leg of the other one, as we see here in the panel. So that's one. One black sperm kill, one dragon kill right there. That's one dragon kill. For all the people that were talking junk out there, we already saw what black sperm declared his power to be. That he's a culmination of himself, and that anything you do to him, he can multiply. And every single one of the pieces can do that same thing. The other me was completely obliterated without being able to split. Yeah, so there's culmination. So that's one. He says next. It's showing that he can do it multiple times. Okay. It's a good thing I fought that alien a while back who was invulnerable to sword attacks. I've been thinking about it since then. It was a simple idea. All I needed to do was increase the number and speed of my slashes even more. So he just does it. Alright. So I'll just make the atomic slash faster and do even more slashes. Okay. Right there proves that he can increase the speed of what was the previous atomic slash. And the things that I've been claiming the entire time, like Flashy, once it gets to zone A, like zone A is very, very dangerous for Flashy Flash. So even if he can fly around at a tremendous speed at which he was fighting Galefire and Hailwind at the end, the speed that he did the Flashy Kicks and Flashy Flash combo, it doesn't even have to be like where they're far away or like directed, like just him coming into that range. Atomic Samurai can FAS. The range is smaller than my normal attacks, but thanks to that, it's extremely dense. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 official. There's one more in there that looks like you can distinguish it, but I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna go with 8. So 8 dragons in this picture get completely covered with the thing. 2 more right there one gets its top tentacle cut, and one gets its like half its face cut. But 2 more, but 8 in total for sure. So that's 9. Atomic Samurai's killed 9 dragons so far. It's a technique. Okay, it's a technique that concentrates my slashes. It's specifically designed for monsters like you. Turn to dust. Is this guy for real? Atomic. Stop. Just focus on Atomic Slash bit. Okay, and this is the rest of them. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more. So that's 15. 9 plus 6 is 15. That's 15 dragons Atomic Samurai's killed officially. Counted and hits the ground from that top fall. Pretty durable. That durability feat isn't going to be anything to his blade. He did it 3 times. He did 3 focus atomic slashes, and then he complained about his wrist. That monster was a tough monster. How many years has it been since my arm hurt like that, or his arm? Okay, I'm still not used to that technique, so I can't fire it off repeatedly. Okay, but he's not used to it, so he can't just like. But he did it right there 3 times. He can at least do it 3 times in a row. Comes up, gets surprised by Black Sperm. He gets off a slash, but it's the same like simultaneous thing where he gets hit at the same time where he's getting it off. And that's the thing, like he sliced multiple times. So he got hit, but he sliced multiple times. Once again, it's like even if it says that even if Flashy Flash was able to surprise Atomic Samurai, he would be able to block multiple Flashy Flash's attacks in that surprise instance. Like he was literally caught up in midair, couldn't move, maneuver, or anything. Dang. And then and even the ceiling too. It wasn't literally just Black Sperm, it was the ceiling as well. Everything around them. In a split second. He thinks about it. That's strategic. He's literally playing that. The fact that Flashy said that he planned to kill them at the same time, that gives me some heathens that Flashy also think preemptively in the fight. But that right there was extreme, like split second thinking. Extreme split second thinking. Like, not only did he counterattack in the immediate instance, but he also set up a counterattack for the next instance in that split second. Let's see what chapter's next. So next we go on to chapter 115. What happens with 115? Oh, I think this is the cutting of lightning, because we saw him in the G5 encounter. We see him cut the fluid, the dust, or like air, or like the debris that came up from cutting down G5 like that from the explosion, the smoke or whatever. It was mentioned by Yan Yan that he has the ability to cut water, or Master hasn't taught him how to cut water yet. And we're about to see him in 115 cut lightning, I believe. This is a confrontation with Saitama and Orochi. Keep scrolling. Oh no, it's not. This is the Flashy thing. 108 is that. This is Saitama. It doesn't really show that much. And was this a Flashy slash? I don't think it was a Flashy slash. It was just a quick attack. And he tried it again and Flashy slash. He actually tried to Flashy slash that time. And he just caught it with his hand. Why'd you make me read this, bro? It doesn't. I'm not gonna downplay Flash with that time, bro. Alright, let's go to 108. I believe it's 108. 106, 105. Let's try 105 first. No, 108. Because that's the actual blast. Alright, my computer's going a little slow right now. I hope everything's good. Okay, there it is. 108. Alright. So we got this handled rover. You got Orochi's like big buff Kakdiza form. Drops back, does the big blast, and the lightning off that's spewing everywhere from the attacks that's coming out of the ground and everything comes out of the ground at atomic, and he slices the lightning into pieces, and there's multiple pieces everywhere around him, and it's a string that's coming at him, so he manages to cut through it like that. Did the same thing for the beam. We got a redraw where somebody does an air blade and it cuts through right G5's beam and it splits it in two, and it pushes right through all the way. So it has, more than the air slash has potency and more than enough to cut through that beam. Orochi out here lifting cities, bro. It's crazy how like we were hyping up and going crazy over like the city and like the earth being lifted like that. And then Tatsumaki lifts the coast in response to Orochi cutting half the earth. We got crazy out here. Let's see, after 108 and 115, we're going to 126. Or farther. What's in 126? Oh, okay. It isn't really anything crazy or special. Just flashing going around doing the same thing as before. Yeah, nothing here. I'm crazy that you brought me back here. I hate reading 126 or those transition chapters. Orochi or Black Spearman and Orochi Goo for 130. Chapter 130 is where we're going to next. I think this is the ending of the Black Spearman confrontation with Atomic Samurai. That's why. Yeah, when Black Spearman attacks Atomic Samurai. Yep, that's it. The end. And then Atomic Samurai manages to You see the swift mark on his hand where his blade is, and he manages to cut Black Sperm's hand right up before the shield goes up. Kind of like how he was doing before. Closes his blade, and then Black Sperm like falls apart. Curses Atomic Samurai because he's getting trapped within like the moving base. And then was there something with a flashy here? Nothing worth mentioning. 134.5 with Jorochi. Out of here. Alright. I think that pretty much does it. Like, I think we've gone through like most of the panels. You've heard my reasoning for a lot of the stances. So let's see what you guys are saying about this position. Let me see here. Let's open up the poll. And here it is, finally. Wow. With 197 votes and 40 replies. Let's begin. Before we begin, guys, remember, if you guys want to support the channel, check out our Patreon. You can also support us on Cash if you want to make donations. But if you want to be part of the conversation all the time, just join Discord. So we talk One Punch all day long, every day. Alright. So now that we've gone through my opinion, I've shown you going through panel, fight after fight, the reasoning and the evidence. So let's see what our patrons say first. Up first from our Patreon gang is Drag Logia. Remember, guys, it's gonna be a bunch of flashy, or excuse me, Atomic hate. Only 18% Atomic Samurai wins, and we just went through the entirety of the fights together. So let's see the bias. It comes down to whether or not you believe if Flashy can outspeed Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai's Atomic Slash. If no, then Atomic Samurai clearly wins. If yes, then Flashy wins by blitzing him. That's how I see it. Regardless who wins, somebody's going to low diff somebody. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he can. Okay. Oh, sure. Surprised that was our only patron. I think because our patrons, like, they see us go through this every single day in Discord. Like, every single day, we do a Flashy debate in Discord. Whoa, Danger Cod. Whoa. Oh no. All right. That's what we here for, man. All right. Let's do it. So, it says, here we go. This is going to be fun. No, it's not. Atomic has been shown to be the master swordsman with the Atomic Slash. The only person who can do this is his signature ability, and his battle with Black Sperm was shown to have improved. Bro, are there any periods to this, bro? Commas? And his battle with Black Sperm was shown to have improved it to an attack known as the Focus Atomic Slash. Atomic's advantages in this fight against Flashy is that in terms of a sword fight, he has a skill advantage and has a higher attack power, skill advantage, and a higher attack power than Flashy, based on his ability to disintegrate a few 15 Black Sperm cells, and considering his claim to fame as a stronger swordsman, he should have the most powerful attacks with the sword. Flashy Flash has shown to be ridiculously fast and a highly skilled ninja, who is a skilled killer with attacks like the Flashy Kicks and his Flashy Slash. He was able to blitz the ninjas and slice them up simultaneously, defeating 2 dragons in a single attack. This is obviously a tremendous feat of speed and strength, but realistically, these dragons are just inferior versions of himself. Defeating them was solely because he knew their attacks and because they were dragons, mainly for their speed. But were much slower than Flashy, and they had very questionable durability, considering Flashy notably has issues with high durable monsters, such as 100 Eyes. And because, oh boy, he sound like Grimm. And because he hasn't shown anything in his arsenal that can deal with a highly durable opponent. Atomic clearly hasn't got high durability, and I would say he is similarly durable as the ninjas, in that if Flashy landed his Flashy Slash, Atomic would be dead. Atomic wouldn't let that happen, as he has shown to have a very fast reflexes, and his speed with his sword. He is shown to be nowhere near as fast in combat as Flashy, who could zoom around him and look for openings Atomic could block and counterattack Flashy's attacks. Nigga, commas, danger card, commas. Flash, on the other hand, is much too fast to allow Atomic to catch him. Eventually, in an intense battle, I think Flashy could catch the upper hand due to battle smarts and quick thinking. I think Atomic has quicker thinking than Flashy. Flashy has quick thinking, but I proved that Atomic has quicker thinking than Flashy. Quick thinking using ninja techniques such as Sonic's tenfold funeral or an exploding shuriken that would catch Atomic off guard, and his speed would allow him to end Atomic with a Flashy Slash in a long and tiring battle. Flashy wins 69 out of 100 times. Atomic obviously has chances to win if Flashy is careless or oversteps, but I don't think Atomic would have ways to deal with Flash's overwhelming speed and tricky techniques that would catch him off guard. Yeah, disagree. Ooh, let him click. I'll read that in a second. Man. Mods. Go through all the questions, go through all the responses, and make sure that none of them are spoiler filled. I won't read any comments until I do that. Next from Amari Gatley. My boy says, to be honest, I don't know. They more or less seem like equals to me, and I'm sure the reason why the poll is that much in Flashy's favor is mainly because of the memes, for sure. But I do want to comment on an anti-Flashy argument you use often. The famous Flashy couldn't defeat 100 Eyes Octopus. It's a troll, man. It's a troll. Stop. He blinded him, and then Tatsumaki arrived while he was about to do the finishing blow. I don't see the part where he couldn't defeat him. I guess maybe that finishing blow was not going to be strong enough to kill him, but we have no way of knowing that. So yeah, I think it's far from being a relevant and good argument. A better argument would be he was not able to one-shot him. That's what the argument's based on. He wasn't able to one-shot him. And the exaggeration is that, he couldn't even defeat Flashy 100 Eyes, because that's also true. He didn't defeat 100 Eyes. Somebody else defeated him. Now, whether it's because he couldn't defeat 100 Eyes, maybe couldn't or didn't have a chance to is a word that we should interchange, but whenever we're trolling, you're not going to get any nicer. You're not going to get any, like it's trolling, man. It's like, why do I have to explain that to you, bro? Like, no. Flashy couldn't defeat 100 Eyes, man. Like, stop it, man. He ain't cut 100 Eyes in one slice, man. He ain't do that. He had multiple chances, man. See, niggas came through, bro. Tell him, man. Yeah, that's right, because Atomic clapping. One Nation says, remember to keep it manga only. Any hinting at the webcomic or talking about it will be deleted, and your comment will no longer be shown during the videos. Thanks again. Shogun Monty. Big facts, man. Heart. Flashy Flash has defeated 2 dragons simultaneously. Atomic Pinata. Stop, Mr. Tinkles. Atomic Pinata has defeated some demons, and at best his face might have hurt Black Sperm's fist. The hate. Oh, the hate. You just had to literally tell about the fish. Here, take this red nose. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. Here, take this red nose. My boy. Masterpiece, the Dragon Slaying King says. If Atomic's getting outpaced by Black Sperm, he's getting blitzed by Flash. Stop! Stop! Flashy got punched in the face, bro. I don't want to hear it. Let me see. Kelp says, why did you think this poll question was a good idea? I appreciate the brazenness of the question, but you're setting yourself up to get heated in the response video. See what I wrote? He was smiling. I just did that. The Robo Ghost says, Flashy Flash solos 2 mid dragons at the same time, and we haven't seen Atomic defeat one. He just beat 15, man. Stop. They are. No, they are dragons. That's all of their power is dragon. What? No. If Black Sperm was cut into five pieces, right? If one of those pieces encountered one of the ninjas, Black Sperm would win. I don't know what you're talking about. That's exactly what it would be. Black Sperm would win. It's as simple as that. You don't have to use any dragon scalings or any disaster rings. If Black Sperm split into 5 pieces and one of those pieces ran into Hellfire, who would win that fight? Tell me who would win that fight. I don't have to say anything else. It's as simple as that. Adam Clinton. My boy says, I think that Flashy Flash is higher on the power scale than Atomic Samurai. That is, Flashy can defeat stronger opponents on average than Atomic Samurai can. However, due to the matchup, I think Atomic Samurai would win this fight. I think that's a crazy sentence. Atomic Samurai is definitely beating stronger niggas than Flashy is. Atomic Samurai's main strength is his swordsmanship, meaning that Atomic should be able to defeat Flashy in a direct clash. And Flashy Flash's main strength is just fast movement speed, which he usually uses to quickly maneuver around his opponent and defeat them that way. However, Atomic Samurai has been shown to cut down crowds of monsters without moving from where he was standing. Exactly, man. Which implies that his swordsmanship extends beyond his actual blade. Exactly, man. And into mid-range, yup. And we've recently heard him say that we can use the air blade which Okamatouchi uses. Also, let's not say we saw him. Also, neither Atomic nor Flashy have been shown to have durability that exceeds their attacks, so I think a single strike would end the matchup. Because of this, I think that Flashy Flash wouldn't be able to utilize his main strength, his movement speed, against Atomic Samurai. No matter how fast he moves, he would get cut down first, exactly, before he can actually make an attack, because Atomic Samurai's superior range and sword speed. Exactly it. 100%. Exactly it. His bottom argument is the truth. It's 100% the truth. Flashy honestly stomps, you're a clown. Zay-Ray, you're a clown. You're a fucking clown. Who was the other nigga? Who was the other nigga before, bro? Who was Mr. Snickles? Suck my dick, nigga. Alonzo Ahuna said, dang, bro, he left the whole paragraph. Oh my god, bro. More junk talking, bro. Atomic got hit by Black Sperm. I don't care how much is around Flashy because they would all be frozen. And he would easily maneuver around them all. So the fact that Atomic got hit means he couldn't react to avoid it. And he got hit from the front, which means he should clearly be able to see it. Atomic Samurai gets cut down. The Atomic Slash looks ridiculously fast because it's through a perspective of a normal person. A normal person. Hey, give him the sword devil executioner quote. At the end of the day, Atomic just slashes fast. So does Flashy. If they showed Flashy's feats to the same perspective, so they don't show Flashy's feats to the same perspective. If they show Atomic Slash, it would look instantaneous too. Flashy either kills Atomic in a mid-div sword fight, meaning they stand in front of each other like a typical sword battle, and Flashy does him dirty. Speed pitches him from the back and chops off his head. This nigga's sucking hard, bro. Like, he's sucking hard, bro. Atomic doesn't have super speed running wise, so if Flashy's behind him, he ain't turning around fast enough. Saying so would be saying he can move his body at the speed of Flashy, which is above. That does not mean that at all. I can see the fight going like this. Flashy blitzes straight for Atomic. Atomic blocks. They pair each other until Atomic decides to do Atomic Slash, but afterwards realizes it was just Flashy's after. Yo, Ahona's just like, yo, the Flash is like strong. Flash even explains that he's on another level of speed and that he'll tell Tommy the same was fair to him. Now for my opinion side of the things. He's trying to pretend like the rest of this was facts. And now he's gonna give an opinion. You're right. The top part was worship. That's what it was. It wasn't facts, it was worship. Now for my opinion side of things. If the Flashy fight against the two dragons started at the same time when Atomic did the Atomic Slash, they would both. This man hasn't rewritten the fight like we did. Look at this. Look at this. He said, if the Flashy fight against the two dragons started at the same time, no, that's incorrect. Go reread. He'll fire them encircling the cavern when exploding and Flashy was standing there else. Two dead bodies would be falling dead. That's how it would look. The author makes the Atomic Slash like that so he can look more impressive. Yeah, and just do that Flash. That's the most biased one. The other one was funny as hell, but that's the most like he took time to be that biased, man. King of Monsters Orochi. Atomic versus Flash in this grim young community. In this grim young community is as bad as politics. Because at the end of the day, it's Orochi who's good. It's Orochi who's winning. Posted this comment after the 110 redraw, so Atomic uses Flash attack and kills Flashy. Uses Flash attack and kills Flashy. I gotta attack me. Flashy attack. Flashy attack. Basically anime. Bro, nobody picked the Summer Samurai. Wow. Well, more research for me. No. Alright, Awakened Blast says, Flashy Flash already surpassed Atomic Samurai in every single way. Stop. What Atomic Samurai can do, Flashy Flash can also do that, but in a faster rate. Stop. Stop. Phil Batista, this argument again. Alright, and D-Lord Farquaad. Damn, bro, another one to close it off. Alright, here we go. D-Lord says, after seeing this, I decided to reread a little bit and have reasons that Atomic Samurai could win. When Orochi let off his one-armed blast at Saitama, lightning shot around everywhere. Atomic Samurai was at one of those locations that showed he has lightning-fast reflexes. Being able to cut up the lightning after reacting to it. Black Sperm's attack speed can't really be called slow since it's very possible his stats may depend on how much of himself he has inside of these Black Sperm that split apart. He also has not fought anyone else but Atomic Samurai so far, so thinking that his attack speed is up there isn't headcanon. I don't think that, I just think that like he just had a disadvantage of time period. Cut him off at the end of the slice. Flash versus Hellfire and Gawain displayed great speed during their fight, but they were tagging him the entire time. Yeah. From when they were demons up to when they became dragons. Yeah, they were hitting him. Human Gawain did kick Flashy Flash in the side, and Gawain and Hellfire in the dragon's forms were beating down Flashy Flash. Flashy also needed to get them together so the other one could not get away. This is a clear indication that his speed isn't too far above their own. So Flashy is no more of a high dragon than Atomic, if not less. Flashy also needs to stagger them in order to get his slash off. The explosion made by Hellfire and Gale were slowed down. I'm no math expert, but I don't think medium-sized explosions are reaching lightning speed, especially if not detonated or caused by certain explosives. Theirs was only created by them hitting the bridge. Still fast though. Atomic Samurai has shown it's the fact that like debris the rate at which the debris started falling down. That's why when it lost momentum. Like sure, like that wasn't incredibly fast, but like if you play back the video, whatever, you can see when like it stopped going up and it started coming down. Like the fact that like all that stuff happened as it was like before it stopped going up. That's why it's fast. Atomic Samurai has also shown that he can cut, or he can get hit, or dodge and still cover his opponent in slashes. Yeah, that's the other part. That like, this is why those guys that keep saying these things about attack speed are wrong, because Atomic Samurai, even while clashing attacks directly at the same exact time as the people, he's shown that he's doing in multiple slashes. Actually, it's in multiple slashes. Or at least react and cut them up somehow before impact if the attack is too fast to dodge. I did not read a page where Flashy Slash stayed the same. Yeah, I never did. While Flashy Slash can definitely move farther, faster, I have little confidence that he could beat Atomic Samurai in a blade drawing battle, especially against lightning. I could get shown wrong though. I do have the credit list for after all. Nah, bro, you just speaking facts there, man. Nothing but facts, man. 100%. All right. That's gonna be it for this one. Drop your opinions below on what you guys think about the whole confrontation. We've gone through literally all the panels and other fights now. We've been as fair and as impartial as possible. No bias here. We went to the sources of every single one. We looked through every single panel. We gave context to all the different stances, and we defended both arguments. And we've strongmanned a lot of what people have said, or a lot of the arguments people have said through the panels, through addressing the panels. So let's see what you guys think in retrospect, and let me know not only in the Discord but in the comment section what you guys think about the matchup. Yo ho ho!